Let's go, y'all. What's up, y'all? It's Kamikaze MMA coming back for another video, alright? And, Sean O'Malley just got dominated by Merab DVALISHVILI. Yeah, y'all heard that right. Sean O'Malley got outboxed. He got submitted and dominated for the remainder of the fight for 3 rounds. Not even winning in the striking, in my opinion. So let's get right into this, y'all. Whew, that was crazy. I was not expecting I wasn't expecting a Merab finish by submission. I was expecting it by TKO, low-key, and I think he would have gotten it if he didn't submit him, but he wouldn't go. He gave him the mercy route, you know. Merab's a nice guy, so he gives him the mercy route. Let's start from the beginning of the fight, though. Markel Medeiros versus Mark Choinsky. I didn't get to watch that, so we're going to skip over. Quellen Salkild versus Yanal Ashmuz. Didn't get to watch that either. Jekka Sarig versus Yu Jo Sang. KO of the year. The best knockout I've ever seen in my life. Or the craziest, at least. Maybe not the best, because it wasn't high-level competition. But, dude, he like, literally, I don't know if y'all guys, y'all have probably seen this KO, but he literally stepped back, shortest left hand ever. His left hand was here. He, like, basically just did that. It looked like an Alex Pereira KO. I was like, oh shit, he got rocked. And then he just slowly kept falling further, and I was like, oh, he's out. Oh, he's out. Oh, wow, he's out. Which was kind of crazy. And then Wang Kong versus Irene Lipsky. Wang Kong dominated, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she pretty much dominated. She got a knockdown. The first 2 rounds... No, she won the first 2. I remember this fight now. She won the first 2 pretty dominantly. Piecing her up. Leg kicks looked beautiful, but then the 3rd round, she just didn't know how to deal with it. Not being able to hurt her with leg kicks, it was a little strange. Anyways, moving up. Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. Welterweight, you got a new Merab, okay? Andreas Gustafsson looked good in this fight. Not as entertaining as Merab because I don't have a connection to him yet. But he looked good. He looked like a Merab archetype. I was saying no one does what Merab does, which is still true. Because he didn't really do what Merab does. I mean, he did beat Chaos Williams, but it wasn't as active as Merab is on the ground. Like, constantly throwing you all over the place. Then when he gets you on the ground, he's so active. This dude was a little less active than Merab, but still a good performance by Andreas Gustafsson. I picked Chaos Williams, terrible pick in hindsight, but, you know, Chaos Williams is a tough contender. Yeah, or a tough dude to, like, fight for your first fight, a tough debut. Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think Sergey Spivak won. And the stats are kind of crazy. I thought Sergey Spivak won the 1st and the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. No. The 1st and the 2nd. I don't know. I'm glad Waldo won. I picked him, so I'm not really upset. Sergey's terrible. Waldo's terrible. They're not going to be anything, so it's not really that important that it even go over it. Azamat Murzakanov easily knocks out Brendan Ribeiro. This was an easy pick. If you know anything about fighting, you knew that there was no chance in fucking hell Brendan Ribeiro would win this fight. Not much to say there. It was an easy fight for Azamat. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can say about that fight, really. Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva. Joshua Van has multiplied by 10 since his fight with Charles Johnson. He looked 10 times better than he did against Charles Johnson. I don't even remember who he fought last. It wasn't anyone, like, great. Ray Tsuruya. That is actually a pretty good fight. But he did show a little bit of his grappling, not by taking Bruno Silva down, but by not being able to be taken down, which I thought was pretty impressive. I think it's going to be a year or 2 before he becomes champ, to be honest. It was great performance, all I could really say. Kevin Holland, Vicente Luque. Kevin Holland gets the submission win in the 2nd round like I predicted Luque to. What can I say? I was hopeful. Luque Did not look great for this fight. He rocked Kevin Holland pretty bad at one point, it looked like, but he's just not in his prime anymore. And I mean, he's 33, so we could say that now. And he had a brain bleed. You know, you can't... I don't even think you should be allowed to fight after that, to be honest. That's just crazy. You could literally see someone die I just think that's crazy. But anyways, Kevin Holland gets it done by submission, Darce choke, a little bit of redemption from Hamzat, but yeah. Mario Batista patches up Patchy Mix. I mean, it was an easy fight for Mario Batista, I think. I mean, I think he was getting rocked by a couple of the shots, but Patchy Mix literally just stood there like I predicted Kayla Harrison to. He just stood there and went, and some of those landed on Mario Batista, which is crazy. Honestly, crazy. Mario Batista is the most annoying fighter to watch in my life, though, that I've ever seen. The way he circles is so fucking annoying. It's like the way Sean and Merab circled together. Like, Merab's, like, jitteriness and being everywhere at once, combined with Sean's, like, just, like, pendulum. It's, like, frantic, but it's, like, always pendulumed. It's not fun to watch, to be honest. But, I mean, no one likes him. Moving on. Kevin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. I don't know how Kevin Gastelum survived the first round, to be honest with you. I thought it was a 10-8, the first. And then Kelvin won the third. So, yeah, I mean, Joe Pyfer won, clearly, but I was kind of rooting for Kelvin, even though I had a parlay with Joe, but I was like, whatever. Even though Patchy Mix lost, too, I had a parlay with him, but it's whatever. You know, it's whatever. None of my fucking picks hit tonight, but it's fine. And it's mainly because of Juliana Pena. I didn't think she was going to get submitted. She had 5 seconds left in the round. Are you fucking kidding me? Why the fuck would you just... And, yeah, I get it. It was a Kimura. She was going to pop her shoulder, but come on. Just don't get in that position the last 10 seconds of the fight, dude. Like, come on. I think she would have won if she got to the fourth, but she didn't. She got submitted in the second. Like I said, Kayla Harrison was going to finish her in the second if she won this fight, and Kayla Harrison finished her in the second. I didn't think she'd get a submission, but that was a nice Kimura. She is so fucking strong. She is so fucking strong. It's crazy. Merab DVALISHVILI dominates Sean O'Malley. Dominates him. Dominates Sean O'Malley. First round comes. He hits the best shot of the whole fight that either one of them had. People are going to be like, I wanted the striker to win. Merab's boxing looked 10 times better than Sean, so what the fuck are you talking about? I wanted the striker to win. Yeah, well, your striker, quote-unquote, got pieced up by an inbred. What the fuck are you talking about? I wanted the striker to win. Well, Merab's the striker now because he pieced up your boy. He pieced up your boy. He got hit with 2 clean shots. Sean O'Malley got hit with like 15 clean shots. Significant strikes, 31-52. If we're just going off significant strikes, not like landed strikes that you could tell hurt the other person, which Merab landed at least 6 of, and Sean landed at most 2 of. What now? Like I said, Merab almost landed half of his takedowns. Sean was a little more patient, so he landed barely any strikes, and he gets choked out for it. What can you say? I mean, Merab genuinely looked... He made Sean look 10 times worse, or he's just 10 times better than he was in their first fight. His boxing has improved tenfold from their first fight. 100%. He was boxing up Umar, and now he's boxing up Sean O'Malley, who some people say is the best striker in the UFC, who's boxing him up. And you could be like, dude, they were worried about the takedown. Yeah, it's a fucking fight. It's a fucking fight. If it was a kickback boxing match, Sean O'Malley would probably knock out Merab. Shocker. Shocker. If it was a kickboxing match, yeah, and if they were playing baseball, Sean O'Malley might have hit a home run. Who the fuck cares? We're not talking about kickboxing. We're talking about MMA, real fighting, where you could fucking grapple. If you're in a street fight, you're not... There's not going to be people... I mean, there are actually people who are like, no, stand them up, stand them up. Let's not let them get to the ground now. But that's if they're on concrete. If you're fighting on grass, people are going to let you take down they're going to let you take them down. Okay? They're going to let you take them down. All right? Merab picks up Sean O'Malley in one of the rounds, dumps him like... Sean O'Malley was scrambling pretty good, though. I just don't understand how you could be like, dude, I wanted the striker to win when he got out-fucking-struck for 3 rounds. How can you say that? I wanted the striker to win. Like, you sound so fucking stupid. He just got outstruck for 3 rounds and then submitted in the last 20 seconds of the fight. And you're talking about, bro, I wanted the striker to win. He got outstruck. So now Merab's the striker. I don't know why people don't like Merab, genuinely. I mean, it's not like every other grappler that's like that kind of talks their shit, which is annoying. But he talks his shit in like the most humble way, and it's so charismatic and lovable. I just love this dude. I love this dude. And it's so great being a Merab fan, because now I'm going to see basically everyone besides Lucas Tracy being like, how could Sean have lost? It's just because he's on EPOs. It's just because he's on steroids. Yeah, so Sean, he had fucking gyno for this fight. What the fuck are you talking about? Sean's actually tested positive, just in case you were unsure. Sean's tested positive. Merab has not. So I think that's such a dumb argument. Yeah, but the only reason he won is because he's on roids. Yeah, so is Sean O'Malley. It's a fucking fight game. Everyone's on fucking roids. Nate Diaz, quote him. That's what it is. All right? You're in the fight game. Everyone's on roids. I mean, I thought Sean O'Malley was going to retire when I saw the gloves come off. I don't know who he's going to fight next. I don't think he beats anyone in the top 10. Especially after that. If they book him and it's not a 5-round fight, I could see him possibly beating Yan, possibly beating Song Yadong. But if it's 5 rounds, I don't see him winning. I don't see him winning another fight, to be honest. At least in the top 10, top 15. I really don't. And people are going to be like, dude, you just switch up on a dime. I've never been that high on Sean O'Malley. I've never been that high on him. I knew he was going to beat Cheeto Vera in the rematch. I mean, that is like, even though he got TKO'd in the 5th, but still. I knew he was going to win that fight because that's a fucking crazy mismatch. That's a crazy mismatch. I did pick him against Merab because I was just like, this dude's a sniper. You know, he's probably going to snipe this dude who doesn't know how to strike, which now Merab's a better boxer than Sean O'Malley. And you can't say he's not. You just frankly can't say he's not. I mean, if you put him in a boxing ring, yeah, Sean's probably going to knock him out. But in MMA, Merab is a better boxer than Sean O'Malley. It is what it is. It is what it is. You gotta. I mean, he might not have the power of Sean O'Malley, but you gotta say he's a better technical boxer. I mean, he just is. He pieced up Sean O'Malley, and people are gonna be like, no, he didn't. There were times when Merab was spinning Sean's head, and they were like, ooh, nasty kick by Sean. Well, Sean's head was spinning around, and he's basically falling over. And they're like, nasty kick by Sean. Ooh, Sean's doing all the right things. By getting Tim Waltz, what's his name? Tim Welch, and Kamala Harris in the corner. Tim Welch comes out to Sean O'Malley and he goes, dude, it looks beautiful. And after he got dominated in the first round, easily outstruck and taken down at will in the first, he comes out, he's like, dude, you're doing so good, man. It looks beautiful. You just gotta, you can't stand so tall against the cage. You know, you gotta be more athletic against the cage. But other than that, you look beautiful, man. Even though you got outstruck that round. And you could just see in Sean's face after the first round, he was like, dude, I'm not beating this dude. No one's beating Merab, bro. No one is beating Merab. I'm picking Merab against Volk after he beats Corey Sandhagen. And I don't want to write Corey Sandhagen off like that. Well, because you really shouldn't. I mean, his grappling is leagues ahead of Sean O'Malley's. So he does have a pretty good chance to win in contention with Sean O'Malley. He just doesn't have the one-punch KO like Sean O'Malley does. And that's the only real reason people could even pick Sean O'Malley. But his grappling is a little bit better. He's still got that long reach. He's not going to be scared for Merab to take him down. He's going to be probably the only fighter in the bantamweight division to not fear Merab taking him down. Even Umar, because people are going to say, why would Umar be scared of that? Because Umar's used to being on top. He's not used to being dominated by people. I mean, you could probably go to their gym, and Umar's not on the bottom for any of the drills. He's not on the bottom doing anything. He probably is used to taking people down at will, so he never trains bottom position. And that's why he was scared to get taken down by Merab, and he got pieced up on the ground by Merab and on the feet. But Corey Sandhagen's not going to be scared. He's going to probably get him in a leg entanglement. And I think he can neuter the grappling for Merab. But I think Merab's boxing is... I'm picking Merab to beat Corey Sandhagen because of striking. And this is not a joke. This is not a joke whatsoever. I'm picking Merab to beat Corey Sandhagen by striking. His boxing looks so much better than it didn't against Umar, and it looks better than Sean O'Malley's boxing. I mean, we got to be honest. You could be like, yeah, it's just because of the takedowns. Well, yeah, maybe Corey Sandhagen's not going to be as scared of the takedowns as Sean was, but, I mean, he's going to be thinking about him a little bit. I mean, especially if Merab gets to side control, that's going to be terrible for Corey. But if Corey could grab guard against Merab, yeah, but Merab could hold him against the cage for 5 rounds, too. Let's be real here. I mean, the only way Corey wins is with a crazy submission or a knockout. And I don't see either of those happening. Last little bit of this is directed straightly. I'll say this for Lucas Tracy. I'm so glad we're on the same page. Bantamweight GOAT supporters since probably before he got the belt. I don't know how long Lucas has been a Merab goater. A Merab, where he thinks Merab's the GOAT. Once he beat Piotr Jan, I knew this dude wasn't losing unless Sean O'Malley caught him. And Sean O'Malley ain't catching him. He ain't getting a fucking 3 fight. He ain't getting that, okay? He ain't. He's not probably going to beat another top 10 contender. I'm going to be real with y'all. He's probably not. So, like, don't get your hopes up and be like, yeah, he'll be back, dude. He probably won't. He just devoted his life for over a year to beating Merab. Like, cut out everything that he enjoys or whatever. And he got dominated way easier than the first time. His mentality cannot be good after that. Like, I don't even mean to pile on him. But, like, genuinely, your mentality cannot be good after you get dominated after quitting things that you enjoy. Your mentality just cannot be good. Unless he starts doing it again and then he's good again. Either way, this second part is directed to the MMA guru. Bro, are you fucking retarded? What the fuck are you talking about? Merab, and you were like, if it was Khabib, you guys would be... I had to watch his reaction to this. He starts freaking out. He's like, oh, it's because of this. He's a boring grappler. He outstruck Sean O'Malley. For 3 rounds, he outstruck him. You do realize that, right? I know you're looking with love-tinted glasses, my boy. But he outstruck him. He outstruck him for fucking 3 rounds. He outstruck Sean O'Malley, the quote-unquote striker, in this matchup. He outstruck him. But he was just worried about the takedown. Yeah, it's fucking MMA. You're worried about the takedown, you get hit with an overhand right, you go to sleep. That's called MMA, my brother. Come watch the sport if you want to get into it. Now, I'm not trying to because his picks are good and his breakdowns are really good. But... But to act like Merab is this boring, like, nut hugger is fucking insane. Yeah, I get it. He knees the thigh for about 30 seconds around. Genuinely, for about 30 seconds around, he's kneeing a thigh. Maybe. And people are like, all he does is knee the thigh. Sometimes he does do that. But majority of the time, he's either striking with the person or just shooting relentless takedowns. Jose Aldo was the only person he's ever fought where he did kind of just hug him against the cage. And that was a boring-ass fight. I did not like Merab in that fight. And then he fought Piotr Jan and dominated him in the striking and the grappling. This is what I don't think people... I don't know how people don't see this. Merab literally dominates people in both. He has never just been a one-trick pony where it's like, oh, he's just going to hug you against the cage. And he beats people up on the feet, too. Like, maybe not power-wise, but... speed, technique, he's beating people to these punches. He beat Umar up on the feet, and he just outstruck one of the best strikers in the UFC, Sean O'Malley. He just outstruck him, and you can't fucking enjoy it because you're too conditioned to think of this guy as a nut hugger because he did it to Aldo once. He did it to Aldo once, And ever since then, he's been one of the most entertaining fighters in the fucking UFC. Petr Yan, no one's ever come close to doing anything even remotely to what we saw Merab do to him. Even close, remotely. Then he fights Henry Cejudo, an Olympic gold medalist wrestler, picks him up, carries him across the octagon, throws him down, points at him, and laughs. Who else is doing that to Henry Cejudo? Tell me. Who else? No one. No one, dude. Then he fights, does he fight Sean right after Henry? Yeah. And then he fights Sean O'Malley, wins a good decision, a good 3 out of 5 round decision. I mean, I do think Sean O'Malley won the second or the third or in the 5th round. He definitely won the 5th round, so it was at least 4-1. And that was a pretty close fight. That was Merab's closest fight since Jose Aldo. His closest one. It might have been closer than Jose Aldo, but Jose Aldo couldn't get taken down by him, but Jose Aldo also did nothing to him, so it's like, it's whatever you want to say. Then he fights Umar Nurmagomedov, who is undefeated, coming off of a pretty good win against Corey Sandhagen, which I said was a robbery, which is going to take away. But that was with love-tinted glasses. I was rooting for Umar or rooting for Corey in that. It was a good win. He dominates Umar, and people are like, "Oh, it was a close fight." Kind of, but 2 rounds Merab dominated, and 3 rounds were kind of close, all almost leaning to Merab, besides the first 2. The first 2 you could definitely give to Umar. I think Umar probably won those. But it was a good fight, and he looked dominant. He looked like a better striker in that fight. And now he comes out, and he outstrikes. I think he might have knocked him down, genuinely. He might have knocked down Sean O'Malley at certain points in this fight. It was like more trippy, like he just kind of hit him and then Sean trips. But sometimes those are kind of knockdowns. I'm just going to say. He dominates Sean O'Malley for 3 rounds in the striking and the grappling. Sean O'Malley can't do fuck all but punch him twice. He hit him with 2 shots this entire fucking fight. Genuinely. He hit him with a right that hurt him, and then he hit him with a left, a looping left, like all the way out that barely touched Merab, to be honest, and that was his second best shot of the whole fight. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, striker versus grappler? The striker just got outstruck and strangled. What are we talking about? He got outstruck and strangled. And y'all are still saying, "Oh, we wanted the fun guy." You mean the guy who's just gonna lay on his ass? You mean the guy who almost every fight overthrows a punch and ends up on his ass because he overthrew a punch? Merab is so much more entertaining, and his boxing is now good. So I don't even have to be ashamed of saying that Merab is my favorite fighter. His boxing is now good, and he is the most phenomenal fighter we've ever seen in the UFC. Literally everyone said, your worst fear as a fighter is running out of gas, and that's something Merab doesn't have to fear. That is the most boogeyman ass shit I've ever fucking heard. You know how they say humans are the boogeymen of nature, because we're just running, you know, you're outrunning us, and then we get to the peak of the hill and you look back and we're still there. We're just running after you for days. And then you just pass out and you're like, just fucking end me, dude. I can't do this shit anymore. That's what Merab just did with Sean O'Malley. And he's going to keep doing that. He's going to keep doing it. He's going to keep finishing these guys and making it look easy, bro. Because that's what he does. He makes these guys look easy, bro. And that's crazy. And you could be like, yeah, dude. The other 2 fights that he made him look easy from like aura farming mid-fight and taunting. That fight he made Sean O'Malley look easy by fighting Sean O'Malley and dominating him for 3 rounds. So that's really all I have to say. I just wanted to make that statement to MMA Guru. How the fuck are you not a Merab fan? I get it. I get you kind of were against Umar, but just being like, oh, there's no reason to get excited for this guy. There's no way I can even fake excitement. You were excited when you beat Umar, because you know that's a crazy fucking thing to do. Especially the way he did it, where he dominated him on the ground and the feet. That's crazy, dude. He just outstruck Sean O'Malley. I'm sure you'll come to your senses and you'll be like, yeah, that was I don't know what I was talking about. I was just a Sean O'Malley fan. I'm sure that you'll come to your senses about that. But if not, I don't understand. I mean, Sean O'Malley got outstruck. You can't put it any other way. He got outstruck in that fight. You can't act like he didn't get outstruck and just be like, nope, nope, I don't want to hear it. He didn't get outstruck. He did. He got outstruck for 3 rounds, and then he got strangled. In the last 20 seconds, he got strangled by a north-south choke, which I don't think I've ever seen a north-south choke in the UFC. Merab is Merab is improving from fight to fight. If we go back to 2022 when he beat Jose Aldo, or even when did he get choked out by was that all the way back in 2018? Yeah, 2018. He looks pretty good. He's beaten some of these dudes, you know, beating all of them by decision. Marlon Moraes clips him, puts all of his energy into it, trying to finish this dude. He can't do it. Merab gets a takedown, starts pummeling him in the first. Second round comes up. He starts beating him up on the feet, drops him on the feet, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, they didn't give him a knockdown. And then starts piecing him up on the ground and gets the finish in that fight by TKO. Merab. Jose Aldo versus Merab. Boring fight. I'll give you that. One of the worst fights I've ever seen. Terrible. Sport killer. Yeah, sure. Better than Mario Batista, let's be real. Petr Yan versus Merab. The most entertaining fight I've ever seen live in my entire life. I was not expecting to see what I saw that night. I remember we got pretty drunk off cheap vodka. Like $2 for a fucking, whatever the big one's called. A handle, whatever. We got drunk, and we were so drunk. And I remember my friend, who just is so sad right now that, shout out, bro. I'm sorry your boy lost. Sean O'Malley just ain't got it. He just ain't got it. But anyways, we were watching this, and he's a big Petr fan. I'm a big Petr fan too. Not as big as he was. I was more of a, who was I a fan of? I was an Aljo fan back then too. So I wasn't too sad about this. But watching Merab dominate Petr Yan was the craziest thing I've ever seen on TV. I remember just staring at the TV after the 4th round or something, or the 3rd maybe even, and being like, dude, is this dude real? Is this dude fucking real? What the fuck? And then he just dominates for another round or two. And I'm just like, dude, I can't even. I can't even. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then I threw up because of the cheap vodka. But, you know, it's all right. It's all right. I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm going to be honest about my flaws. And then he goes 2024. I think he beats Henry Cejudo and Sean. And then 2025, he beats Umar and Sean O'Malley. And he could probably fight by the end of the year because he didn't really get any damage. Really at all. He got punched with 2 shots. And that's really it. And his body got a little tagged up. But, I mean, he really didn't take any damage. So we could see this dude back in September. I hope they do a double champ with Volk and Merab. That's the most hype fight now, since we're not going to get any other double champs. Because the UFC's terrible at promoting their shit. They're the worst organization at promoting of all time. They made this shitty-ass matchup. And that's what you get. That's what you get for making this shitty-ass matchup. Merab puts on an entertaining fight for your sorry excuse of a fight. He's like, this shit is so fucking pointless. Actually, he wanted it because it's more money. And I respect him for that. I respect it. Hey, Merab wanted the fight, so I'm gonna let him have it. He obviously wanted it for a reason. He wanted it for a reason, so. Whew, man. Great night of fights. Not really, but it was a pretty good fight. It was a pretty good fight card. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this shit's so good. The main card was a little weak. The Batista Patchy Mix fight was weird. The Kevin Gastelum Joe Pyfer fight was pretty good. The Vicente Luque fight, Kevin Holland, was pretty good, actually. The Juliana Pena Kayla Harrison fight was pretty good. The Merab fight was amazing. So, I don't want to hear people saying this dude's boring. I mean, I know I'm going to have to, but this dude is not boring. This dude is literally in the top 5 of best of all time. I'm going to say it. He is in the top 5 of best of all time. I'm sorry. He is. He is. How could you say he's not? I mean, let's just talk about all the champs that are on his record again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 champs? Was Moraes a champ? I don't think Moraes was a champ. He has 4 champs on his record, one of them twice, so he has 5 champs technically. It's just crazy to me that people don't think this dude's I get not thinking he's entertaining. He's the Bantamweight GOAT, clearly. If you're saying Dominic Cruz is the Bantamweight GOAT, you're smoking crack, dude. You're smoking fucking crack. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, okay. I didn't think so. He beat 4 former champs, one of them twice, 5 champs under his record, and then he probably beats up Aljo in his sparring. So he has 5 real champs under his belt. Let's be real here. But no, in all honesty, I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful Merab won. It was a great way to end the night. I'm so glad he won. The way he did it was very shocking too, and that was a little crazy. I almost feel bad for Sean's supporters right now because I was thinking it was going to be a close fight again. To be honest, I was thinking he might make it a little closer, Sean that being, or it might be a little more dominant in Merab's factor. But nope, he just dominates for 3 rounds, outstrikes Sean O'Malley, and he's the Bantamweight GOAT, and he's probably top 5 all time if you're being real with yourself. I mean, I'm being biased. I'm being insanely biased, so I guess I shouldn't say that. But, I mean, I don't know who else could be above him right now, to be honest. The modern era in Bantamweight, which we were just a year or 2 ago, we were saying is the best division in the UFC. And now because Merab's weird fucking style, doesn't mean it's bad, it's just weird. It's a weird style. Made us completely lose sight that Bantamweight's even a good division. Because he's making everyone look so easy. I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen someone go in there and make everyone he fights look like a walk in the park. That he's not fighting them, he's just like... It really looks like someone signed the contract and they told Merab, hey, you're going out to spar this dude. And then when the dude starts talking to him, he's like, dude, it's a friendly spar. Why are you talking to me? Why are you talking to me? I thought we had friendly spar and I was going to hug you for 25 minutes and now you disrespect me and now I have to hurt you, brother. I have to hurt you and I don't want to, brother. And I just want to let you know, guys, I'm going to hurt Sean O'Malley on this fucking Saturday. Not this, I don't curse, brother. But on this Saturday night, I'm going to hurt Sean O'Malley, brother. I'm going to hurt him real bad, and he's going to look like a little baby in my arms. I'm going to make him look like a baby, brother. I'm going to submit him, and I'm going to outstrike him and strangle him within 3 rounds, brother. Listen, MMA guru, you rooted for me against Umar. Why not against Sean O'Malley? He had 1 knockout 5 years ago against Thomas Almeida and Eddie Weinman, and you still act like he's a knockout artist, even though he hasn't knocked out anyone since he been knocked out by Chito Vera. All right, peace, y'all. That's